biggest influencer of how successful we're gonna be at fat loss and body transformation is consistency. But I know so many of you tell me you struggle for consistency, so I'm going to talk about it in this video. Hello fam, and welcome to my channel. My name's Melissa Neal, and this channel is all about helping you, if you're a woman over 40 or like me over 50, get in fantastic shape. And you need to be patient, because fat loss as you get older, particularly if you're female and coming into perimenopause and menopause, it's going to take longer than it did in your younger days, but it's so much sweeter, I can tell you, when you get there. But it does mean that you do need to remain consistent. Picture this, if you will. You start on a training program and you get yourself some new equipment, maybe for your home gym, and you start on a Monday morning, you start working out. You've prepped up all your food on the Sunday night, so you know that you've got your food in your fridge in its Tupperware boxes with labels on. And then every week you're doing this for 3 weeks. You hop on the scale every week and there's been no changes. So you get really despondent and you give up. Does that sound familiar? Well, it's really common, I can tell you. And it's partly because we're probably looking at the wrong sort of markers of success, because it's not necessarily just about scale weight. Many women I come across tell me that they're doing this. So they're starting off with really good intentions, and then by 2 to 3 weeks, maybe even a bit of longer, they've fallen off for whatever reason. And so I'm going to give you some of the tips in this video that are going to help you stay consistent over time, because women that I know, that I speak to, women online that are really successful and they look great in their 40s, 50s and 60s, guess what they all have in common? They are consistent. They're consistent over time and they've formed really good habits. Now, I will just have a little side note before I talk about this, because it's really important that you follow my over 40 method. And what does that mean? That means strength training and it means high protein eating. And I've got a free 7-day program all inside my app that tells you exactly how to do that, how to implement that. And I'm gonna link it in the description. I'm also gonna link it here, so you can find out by downloading that app and starting today. And there's no fee to pay. You won't be asked for your card details, and you will never be charged for using that program. You can actually use it for life. So once you've got that implemented, you need to be consistent. So how do you do that? Well, one of the first things that we talked about, wasn't it, is some people getting put off because they're constantly getting on the scale and they're using the scale of a marker of success. And there are so many other ways to measure your success. So I'm going to run through them. So grab a paper and pen actually, because if you write it down, it's really going to be imprinted into your mind. There's actually scientific evidence that it's more likely to happen as well when you write things down. So the first marker of success that I want you to focus on is inch loss. And inch loss is actually much better for your health, for example, than weight loss. And what you will find possibly in the first 3 weeks is, if you're following the right method, you're actually going to be losing inches from your waist. Even if you've been eating healthy before, you will find by following my method that you're going to lose inches from your waist, but you won't necessarily see that reflected on the scale, because the scale can fluctuate for lots of different reasons other than just losing or gaining body fat. The other marker to look at is are you getting stronger? You can find that things like your cholesterol levels and your blood pressure actually goes down if you've got high blood pressure once you start implementing these things. So that is another marker of success too. Do you have more energy? That's another marker of success. Are you finding you have more mobility? Or maybe there are some exercises that you can perform that you couldn't perform before. Also, some people find they stop snoring. And are your clothes feel different? Do they feel a bit looser? Maybe you're actually wearing some clothes that you haven't been able to wear for a while. Those are all markers of success. And finally, another one that I find lots of women that I work with find is their pain starts to go down, or they're not feeling pain anymore. Maybe you've got painful knees. I've found women that suffer from migraines, their migraines stop. If you've had pain and you're finding it's reducing, that is a surefire way that whatever you're doing is actually working. It's not all about instant gratification. And the other thing you have to think about is, are you delivering on the process? What does that mean? Well, are you preparing your meals in advance? Are you scheduling and getting all your workouts in? Are you getting enough movement and activity through the day? Maybe you're measuring that with a device like this, getting your steps in. That's focusing on the process rather than focusing on the end result. And it's really important that you focus on getting the right nutrition in and getting the right amount of activity and workouts in. If you are delivering on the process, I actually have a guide that I'm going to share with you which tells you about the timeline and what you can expect. So in weeks 1 to 3, you should experience some sort of inch loss, even if it's like half an inch or a centimetre off your waist. In weeks 3 to 6, your clothes should start to feel a little bit looser, and in 90 days, other people will start to notice and compliment you. And then in 6 to 12 months, that's when you can expect a full body transformation that I achieved. It is going to be consistency. Did you know on average it actually takes 66 days to form good habits? So that's the other thing it's really massively important to focus on, is are you getting into those good habits? Maybe if you could give me some comments in the comment section, if you've been doing it for longer than 66 days, then the chances are you've actually started to form a really good habit. I do have to say that the statistics show it's anywhere between 18 days and 254 days. It's like 6 months. So some people, it is going to take a little bit longer to form good habits. But for some of you, it is going to be that 66 days. So let me know in the comment section if you believe you started to form really good habits. I reckon for me, it probably takes around about 30 days for me to form a good habit. So one of the ones that I was working on was actually getting in lots of walking, and I'm pretty good at that now. I'm getting in 15,000 steps, and it's just a habit for me. It's literally the first thing that I do when I get up in the morning is I go out for a walk. I do hope this video is going to inspire you to remain consistent, because let me tell you, when you do get to the 60 to 90 day mark and you form those really good habits, that's when you are going to start to notice more significant progress.